So for step 3, the spur gear, there's quite a bit of work to do here, and we've got all of these different gears and the bushings, which I'm replacing with the full ball bearing kit, which again highly suggest that you do the same when building this kit. So we've got all these different pieces that have to come together, along with here as well. And I've pulled together those bearings, the shafts, and you can see the little G1, they're plastic parts that come off the G tree. And then we have our main gears that we're going to be working with in this step. So I'll set this up and we'll put this together. So first, let's work on the bigger gear here. So if we grab the G2 piece, and I'm going to stick a bit of grease in there, and we're going to stick the longer rod in there, as it wants you to do. See if that's going to be solid enough. Well, we'll see. So you've got to grease up this rod. Which we'll do. And again, I like to be liberal, but not too liberal, because we want to make sure that we can have enough of this by the end of it, hopefully. Because, like I said, they don't sometimes put enough grease in their kits. And we'll stick a bit on the top, stick a bit through there, and there. So now that that is all greased up and ready to go, we need to grab our bigger spur gear, and you can see that there's going to be a bearing that sits into this part here. So we're going to pop that in there just like that, and we're going to slide this through to the other side. There we are. And you can see that this one, which was this sort of the bigger cone shape, is going to fit over top of that. And you can see that it's kind of got its own connection point. So it's already notched out on both ends. So that's just going to slide over top of that. And then we've got another bearing, which is the smaller one, the BA10. And we're going to slide that in there and into that piece. So it's just like that. And then you can see that there's the cone. Now I'm going to grease this cone piece up a bit, just because it's going to be sitting in there. And this one is the G1, so it's an open piece, and it sits just like that. So on this side, it was a closed piece, the G2 piece. This side is the G1. So that is what it looks like. Now you can see that it showed to grease the bearings. Now, I've said this before in other things. When I use ball bearings, I don't tend to grease them up. But I have occasion where I kind of don't even listen to my own advice. But here's the thing. Because this is going through something you've already greased, and this has got some grease because I wanted to get the end piece on there, I've technically greased the bearings in this case anyway. So that part is complete. So I'll just put that aside for now. We don't need that. And we can start working on the smaller one. So for this gear, I'm going to pop in the two 1150 bearings on either side, just like that. And we are going to still grease this up. And I know that we're going to have to grease up the G2 piece once again. So we'll stick that in there. And that moves around. And then, actually, I'll hold that differently. We'll grease this up. Just like that. Okay. And again, we're going to slide this through. To the other end. We've got the bearing in place, but we've got to put another G2 cap on there. So I'm going to grease this up just as I did before. And we're going to put that G2 cup on top. So there we go. There is our other gear as well. So we've now completed both of these. They are ready to go. So we are done with step 3, and now we can move on to step 4, where we're going to start installing the gears into the chassis.